Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope you all are having a good day. I've got an update on the chickens. One of the last videos I did was on the chicken feed where we had a drop in egg production. So I think we've got an answer to it, and I think we're going to stick with this for a little bit. But let me show you what we got. So in the last video I showed where we tried to do like a free choice free choice food. We've got, I'll run through them all a little bit here. We got some oyster shell back there, fish meal, which is new. This is something we're trying, and I'll talk about it more here in a minute. Corn. This corn happened to be, check out the ducks. Sorry, I got distracted. I get distracted easily when I'm out here. Being silly. Alright, so before I got distracted by the ducks because they're being silly, I'll talk about the fish meal a little bit more here in a minute. We got corn, cracked corn. This time, it's just what we happen to have. I had to go and get more feed yesterday. We typically do whole corn, and yes, the chickens handle it just fine. From our understanding, they get a little bit more of the natural oils, which are better for them when you are able to give it to them as a shelled cracked or a shelled whole corn, not cracked. That is our understanding. That's why we do it. But the cracked corn, oats, soybean meal, and then we tried this yesterday. I'm kind of disappointed, to say the truth. Sunflower seeds. The sunflower seeds I end up getting, and I thought, I put it out yesterday for the first time, and I thought for sure I would have. I'm not a betting man, but I would have laid money down on the table that chickens would have just destroyed sunflower seeds, and it doesn't look like they've touched any of them. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure if they don't eat it, there's other animals on our property that will. So I'm just surprised. That one really surprised me. The fish meal, going back to that, we added that in the last there before our last video on this chicken feed, as it's extra protein. Sort of like the soybean meal. It's got the protein source in it, which is why I thought the sunflower seeds would do well also. The fish meal, they still love the fish meal. They are going to eat quite a bit, and it's still kind of even. They still go to the corn, the oats, the soybean meal, and the fish meal. At this point, it's kind of like evenly distributed. They're kind of, it seems like whenever I got to fill up one, I got to fill up the other. It doesn't seem to be, at the very beginning we were getting a lot of where one of them would be completely out and the other one wouldn't be touched, if that makes sense. So we were only filling up, like, say the soybean meal, for example, but the corn was fine. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case now. It seems that now, where they've been doing this free choice food for, I don't know, I think this is going on our second week. It's kind of evened out a little bit. But the point of this, we started doing the free choice food as an alternative to mixing it all up by a recipe that we were doing and then putting it out here for them. Because our egg production had dropped. Now, given the time of year, man, the chickens are loud today. Y'all hear that? They're in there laying. But given the time of year it is, we got the heat. It's already up it's going to be in the 90s again today, which I've said in our videos for Kentucky, it's pretty warm. I know for other parts of the country that would be a good day, but for Kentucky, that's a warm day. And or a hot day. And then so we've had a combination of the heat, and we've had a combination of multiple chickens being broody. We've had, I think the other day I counted, we had 8 broody hens all at one time, which is why we added that that other nesting box. We did that just because I already had it. We typically only use it in the winter time when they're in the hoop house, but we felt like we needed some more nesting boxes, and it has worked. They've been laying more out there, so our egg production has improved. It seemed to improve within 2 or 3 days of doing the free choice feed. And I think what it was, I think it was my fault. I believe when I was mixing up their feed, I've said previously, I've done this for a couple years now. We've been mixing up their feed by hand. We don't go to the store and buy like the scratch grain and just dump a bag out, because we've been doing whole corn, oats, all that. We've been doing whole foods. I've been mixing it by hand. So I think what had happened is that I had messed up with the soybean meal, and looking back, I'm pretty sure I'm the culprit, or I'm the reason why the egg production dropped so drastically at one time. I believe I messed up their ratio on their soybean meal. I don't think I had anywhere. I think I put in maybe half of what they were supposed to have, thinking back about how I did the last recipe or two. I have it written down on the lid up at the barn when I do it, but I think I was just going off of memory, and I just put it all in there, mixed it up. But I believe the soybean meal was probably the issue, because since we've done the free choice, the soybean meal and the fish meal, which are the two highest protein sources for them, the egg production it's not completely back up to what we'd expect, but then again, it is hot. There's a lot of broody hens, so I don't think our egg production is going to get back up into like really good numbers until probably September-ish. It depends on what the heat does through July and August, but I'm kind of guessing it's going to be a little bit lower, maybe, and then kind of spike around September and October. That's just my prediction. We'll find out if I'm right. But anyway, yeah, we just moved the chickens. Spin you around here. One nice thing, and this is probably my favorite thing about the free choice, having the feed out all the time, is that you see the chickens are all, like, you got chickens everywhere. There's chickens all over the place, just panning around. If you've never seen that before, that's a broken down chicken tractor that the wheels did not hold up. Yeah. That's the chickens right now. When we move them, especially here in the summertime, they don't eat as much of that food. They're out here getting worms, bugs, ticks. I know they don't eat ticks as much as like guineas do, but they still eat them. So it really helps. I've even seen a couple times where they've gotten field mice, and they have run off and killed field mice. I've even seen with small snakes. We don't have much of a snake problem here on our property up near the house, because these chickens constantly are moving around it. I'm convinced that's part of the reason why, because they're certainly here. There's no doubt about that. They're down at the creek for sure. But we don't get them up at the house all that often. But I think it's because, we got our house up there. Our chickens all, like, our field goes in a circle sort of around our house. And I think it really helps, along with the outdoor cats. I think that makes a big difference. But yeah, chickens are doing good. They've gotten moved, and they're happy and healthy. Everything's going well. The chickens like getting moved. We're currently moving them every 2 days. The reason why is because they're kind of following in line behind our other animals, and it's just easier for the amount of netting that we have, just to keep them moving with that, with the sheep and the goats and all that stuff. They just move behind. And that's another big part. They're scraping up and pecking all the manure and all the fly larvae and the flies that get attracted to our cow, our sheep, our goats, all their droppings. So they're getting plenty of nourishment, and egg production's back up. Not completely where I would like it, but it's up at a much better number, and things are going well. But anyway, thanks for watching. Give us a like, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Thanks. See you all next time.